Hi, this is Caverly, Georgia, and Lucy, and this is our project on chemical bonds. We're going to get started with ionic bonds.
Ionic bonds normally occur between a metal and a non-metal. Ionic bonding is the transfer of valence electrons to make ions.
Valence electrons. The number of electrons in an atom's outermost valence shell governs its bonding behavior. Elements whose atoms have the same number of valence electrons are grouped together in the periodic table. Non-metals tend to attract additional valence electrons to form either ionic or covalent bonds.
In ionic bonding, oppositely charged ions attract. When ionic bonds form, the non-metal becomes a cation and the metal becomes an anion. The bond properties of ionic is the elements in ionic bonds are transferred from cation to anion. They have a high melting boiling point and are hard to pull electrostatic attractions. Their solubility is high and electricity is high when in water or in a liquid.
Covalent is also called molecular bonds. They do not contain ions. Covalent bonds form when electrons are shared between two nonmetals. Nonmetals gain electrons. These electron pairs are known as shared pairs or bonding pairs, and the stable balance of attractive repulsive forces between atoms when they share electron is known as covalent bonding.
The bond properties for covalent bonding is polar covalent bonds share electrons unevenly. It has a high melting boiling point, a high solubility, and poor electricity. Nonpolar covalent bonds, on the other hand, share electrons evenly. It has a low melting boiling point, is insoluble, and poor electricity.
Metallic bonds. Metallic bonds occur between two metals. In metallic bonds, the protons of each element form a lattice structure. The elements move together as a sea of elements between the protons. The electrons bond together as a group to combine the elements.
The bond properties for metallic is the electrons in a metallic bond are a sea of electrons. The melting boiling points for this depends on the metal. For example, a metal with a low boiling point is mercury and a high one is gold. It is insoluble, but has excellent electricity.
Periodic trends. It is a property of metallic bonds to only be between metal elements or elements on the left side of the periodic table. Covalent bonds are normally between nonmetals. In covalent bonds, the difference between the electronegativity has to be less than 1.7. For ionic bonds, it must be greater than 1.7. A bigger atomic radius makes it easier to form covalent bonds because it corresponds to more electrons, meaning that there are more valence electrons. Having a larger ionic radius makes it easier to form ionic bonds because you gain electrons. Having high ionization energy makes it more difficult to form bonds because it takes a lot of energy to make ions.